Okay, so I was thinking the other day, is binge reading a series bad? In your opinion, honestly. And the reason it got me thinking is, if you didn't know, like, I read Silver Spoon in like 2 weeks. It consumed my life. I did a whole video on it. It's a whole thing. It's a great series. But I was thinking, do I really enjoy reading, like, just sitting down one day, right? You're just sitting down, you're like, hey, I'm going to read this. This is what I'm doing today. I'm going to read this series. And you crank out 10 volumes of manga in one day. Is that more enjoyable than every night reading a volume of a series? Or reading a volume of a series as it comes out and then waiting for the next to be released, and then you read that, and then having that little bit of time in between to really build up the anticipation of the story? And I actually think the answer for me is kind of somewhere in the middle, right? Where when I binge read a series, even though I'm really enjoying it as I'm going through it and as I'm crushing through the series, something starts to happen. Stuff starts to blur together for me. Characters' names are harder to remember. Actual moments, for some reason, get really hard to remember. You're like, well, did this happen in that arc in volume 10? Or did it happen in volume 15? Or did it happen in volume 2? It's the same with like TV shows. It happens to me with TV shows too. When you binge watch TV show, you really enjoy it, but I think I miss, when I'm binging a series, I miss the thing of some separation between episodes or between volumes or between chapters. That separation of when you're reading and you read one volume and you don't have anything else to read of that series, so you're sitting with that volume a little longer. There is something to be said when you get around your friends or you're talking on YouTube with people about it or whatever. What's going to happen in this? Hey, where's this series going? What's happening? What's going to happen? This could happen. And that the theories of what you're reading and what you're enjoying, I think you miss out when you just have this whole series in front of you to read. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. I love all the series is out, and I'm enjoying the series. I want it all. I want it all in that moment. Boy, let me tell you, I want all of it. If I could read the end of One Piece right now, I would do it. I mean, I have to read everything up to the ending. I wouldn't just read the ending. Man, like the people, listen, okay? I appreciate each and every one of you. I respect you all. But if you were one of the types that read the back of the book before you purchase the book, and you have ruined the ending. Why? Why do you do that? My sister does. Well, why do you do this? Why? Why do you hate mystery? Why do you hate storytelling? Why? What happened? Who hurt you? That's why I want to know. No, you can enjoy it however you want, but that blows my mind every time. Like, why do you want to know the ending? Her response is, I want to know the ending because I want to know how it ends. Because if it ends badly, she doesn't even want to experience the journey to get there. It's very odd. So my main problem with binging a series is I don't get to sit with the characters and sit with the story. But on the flip side, I have gotten to the point where when I get caught up to a series, and you're like, volume 12 comes out in 3 months. And this might just be a me issue, but I sometimes forget what happens. Okay, I read a lot. I have a lot to read. I read a lot. So by the time volume 12 comes out, I have forgotten what happened in volume 11. So I get that, enjoyment to sit with, where's the story going to go? Where's this? With physical manga releases, now you can absolutely read chapter by chapter, and I think that is one of the best ways to consume manga, in my opinion, the chapter by chapter thing. But if you are just reading physical releases, sometimes when you get caught up with the series, especially with the series you really enjoy, that 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, sometimes before the next physical volume comes out, I've forgotten what happened. They were doing something with something. They were trying to save the world, probably, at some point. So that is definitely a downside to just reading physical manga volume by volume. And my personal favorite thing to do, if I can do it, and if the series is out and stuff, is if you pick up a whole series. And I think that's why, at least for me, and maybe some other collectors out there too, is if it's a completed series, if it's a series that's already finished, I do like to collect sometimes pot commit, sometimes make bad financial decisions. Yeah, it's true. I don't need judgment. It's a judge-free space, what I'm saying. This is a judge. We don't judge people here. But you collect this entire series and then you read it. And the reason that I do it sometimes is because when I enjoy a series, and this is my favorite way to read completed works, one a night, 1 to 2 volumes a night. And I think that gives you that I get to sit with this story, and the next day you kind of think about, like, I wonder what's going to happen in this, but you don't have to wait. It's the best of both worlds. I'm not singing the Hannah Montana theme song. I know you thought that, or maybe I just thought that, but the best of both. I'm not doing that. I'm not. It's the best of both worlds. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it in a manga video. Get out of here. In any video. So that is one of my favorite ways to consume manga, is when you have a completed series and you can just read every night. Because I have gotten into this habit. I've been in this habit since I was a yay child. I read a book every night, maybe 2 volumes, because it helps me relax. It helps me decompress and it helps me sleep. And it's just, I've gotten into this habit, and I think it's a great, if you are having trouble sleeping, this is not this type of video. If you're having trouble sleeping, reading at night is really, like, it calms my brain and it just gets me in the relax mode to actually go to sleep. So I highly recommend it. Try it and see if it helps you. But what is your favorite way to read manga? Is it to binge it all in one time? Is it to read physical volume release after physical volume release? Or do you complete the whole series and then you're like, okay, then I can check it out? And do you have trouble binging a series because everything starts to blur together? And do you feel like the author's vision of how to experience that story is kind of lost when you have it all in front of you? As always, we can talk in the comments down below, because I've been thinking about this for a while, and I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say about it. I know this was a rant video. I apologize. But as always, especially the people that made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you guys wholeheartedly. Again, you have just made me collecting manga and talking about it in front of a camera so much fun, and I appreciate every single one of you. And as always, if you're having a bad day, I hope it gets better. And if you're having a good day, I hope it becomes fantastic. I'll see you next time.